2024. The second one is good morning, Donna, on the 28th of December 2024. The third one on the very same date is I trust that you are fine under the circumstances.
Pause there. That is what you sent to Mr. Matlala, 28 December 2024, right?
Correct.
You sent to him, I trust that you are fine under the circumstances.
Correct, Commissioner.
So what were you talking about then? We've just gone through all of these stuff that's in the media. What did you mean under the circumstances?
It was after he told me that they took his firearms during the firearm inspections.
So all you knew about was the firearm?
That is what we were talking about here. I was referring to here.
Can you read the next message?
The guy I went to see really helped. I will tell you whenever you back this side. Monday I'm starting with our project. Nothing is disturbing me anymore.
What did he mean by that? The guy I went to see really helped.
This one, that specific one, I can't recollect. But the next one, I realized that it was a third party that I referred to him to do the risk assessment on CAT VIP security while we were engaging on when we met.
Okay,
I don't know the guy that he went to see.
The guy I went to see really helped. You don't know?
Yeah.
Don't remember?
Yeah. And I don't want to assume as well, commissioners.
And when he says, I'm starting with our project, he refers to our project. Is this a project between you and him? Or that includes you and him?
Our project is the one that I proposed to him through a third person that needed to assist him.
That's the project?
Yeah.
So you were involved in a project with Mr. Matlala, but the nature of it was simply to give him a contact number.
It is not that I was involved in a project with him. I referred him to a third party to assist him with this project.
With which project?
The risk assessment. You know, when we talk, our language, when we talk outside here, you need to try and do a proper English so that everyone, when you talk, sometimes the use of the words, they have different meanings. Even if it is work, somebody might say project. So here, it was the third party that I've referred to him in order to assist him with the risk assessment.
And when he says nothing is disturbing me anymore, what did you understand that to mean?
I don't have an understanding. I believe he was ready to move with it.
He says nothing is disturbing me anymore. Doesn't it suggest that he was facing troubles and he was disturbed, but that now nothing is disturbing him anymore?
One can draw that inference, but what kind of troubles, if, as you are saying, advocate, I can't tell, but this is a project that I referred him to the third parties to assist him with the risk management in his VIP security company.
And you saw him soon after this exchange of texts?
Soon meaning?
Within a few days of this. Because he says, I will tell you about it whenever you come back this side, and then you say, I'm coming back that side tomorrow, a week.
Yeah, we never met when I came to Pretoria. It was during the festive seasons where this time, you see 28, 29, 30, we never actually met so that he can be able to tell me. And the issue of this project was in relation to the risk assessment of the security company. But when I came back home, we never met. Even if you can go through this follow-up WhatsApp messages, around the second. If you look at the second in page 6, he says, I told him that I hope he celebrated a very good New Year, and then he said, let me know when you are around. Then I said, great. We normally met as and when it is necessary, and when I come back to Pretoria, because I work in KwaZulu-Natal. When I come here, we will talk and meet and discuss whatever we needed to discuss, and then from there, even if he comes to Durban on his private things, sometimes he will tell me, I'm coming to Durban, find out me, I'm coming to Pretoria.
Thank you. General, I'm going to pause you there, not because I want you to be able to give that evidence, but we will come to the question of your visits. I just want to stick to the point of what I was asking you, which is about these exchanges and this project. So, and him saying nothing is disturbing me anymore, you saying this related to the risk assessment of his company, and that company was CAT VIP Protection.
Yeah.
And you had discussions with him regarding risk assessment of that company.
I'm saying I have referred him to a third party.
I heard that. Are you saying we referred him to a third party without any discussion with him?
Can you allow me to finish responding to your question? Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. I won't be able to make it what exactly is the question. So I'm saying, this is the message he sent me. As far as I can recollect, is that the project that is referred here is the issue of the risk assessment commissioners of his security company. In our deliberations, we'll talk about risk assessment, check if this, for example, if you're going to run short of personnel and then you have a contract to deal with, how are you going to mitigate that risk or red flag? Now, other things that if you say, I'm starting with our project, nothing is disturbing me anymore, actually, it's a problem for me to respond. Maybe he must explain it, but for me, I'm drawing an inference for the benefit of the commission. But he will have to tell all those his challenges that are no more disturbing him. But if I can think of, as I indicated earlier, in that the visit of the 19th of December where they took his firearms, I know it was a problem for him because it has also, came as a risk that now the firearms are gone. How, if you get a client, what is it that you will do? Thank you, Commissioners.
So what would help us is if you answered my question and then explained. I have no problem with you taking time and giving explanations. What is derailing us a little bit is not answering the question and dealing with side issues. So listen to me and answer the question, and then I have no problem with you expanding on your answer. So you've just said that you discussed with him risk assessment of his company, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is in the context of his company being named as linked to tender fraud and criminal activity. That would be a serious risk. Not so?
Not that kind of a risk, Commissioners. We never discussed that kind of a risk here in December 2024.
But you accept that that would be a very serious risk. Your name and your company is in the media linked to tender fraud and other criminal activity.
That is your...
That would be a very serious risk.
Sorry, General. I don't understand the question now to be about whether that is what you and Mr. Matlala discussed. The question is, would something of this nature be a serious risk?
for the company to be involved in serious allegations of.
Yeah. Of fraud, tender fraud.
It might be listed as a risk. It might be. But it's upon him if that is going to pose the risk, not me saying it is a risk.
See, General, you're advising him on conducting risk assessment of his company.
Okay.
You've accepted that. You've also told us you discussed the issue of the firearm compliance inspection that happened and the risk that that may pose and what he needs to do. But are you saying that even though you discussed that aspect of the risk to his company, there was no discussion of the risk that's posed by his company being named as being part of a tender fraud? Is that what you're saying?
The security company.
Yes. VIP, what you've just said, VIP Protection Services.
What
Isn't
is
that the name
question?
of the company?
That is the name of the
Yes.
company. What is the question again?
You said you had discussions with Mr. Matlala about conducting risk assessments on his company, right?
Yeah. Yes, commissioners.
And you said as part of that discussion, you spoke about the firearm inspection that took place at his company, correct?
I was giving you an example.
You were giving me an example. I'm giving you another
Commissioners.
example of a risk to the company that was very evident to anybody, which is that the company and Mr. Matlala were named as being linked to tender fraud and other crimes. And I'm asking you whether you are saying that that particular risk didn't come up in your discussions on risk assessment.
Correct. It didn't come out.
General, perhaps the more helpful way, and I'm aware that it's 11 o'clock, let me pose my question anyway, and then we can deal with it when you come back, you can respond. Perhaps the more helpful way is for you to explain to us what was the risk assessment that you advised he should get, because in any institution there are different areas of risk. So you must tell us what is the risk assessment that you said he must seek, because then only when we know what risk was being assessed, then we can make sense of he's telling you, accepting when he says my problem is now solved, I can get on with my project, because then you know exactly what he's talking about. So perhaps over the break, try and remember what it is that you said is the risk that he must speak to this third party for assessment.
Can I?
When we come back, General,
Thank you, Commissioner.
so you are being given
Thank you.
Thank you,
quite
Chair.
some time to ponder. Let's adjourn until 15:15.